Hello, I'm Nick, and I'm not particularly good at TypeScript. To get better at TypeScript, I've been doing these things called type challenges. They're a collection of 130 or so TypeScript challenges, the aim of them being, at the end of it, you should be able to write really complex types and understand the type system very well. At the moment, I'm working through the easy problems, and today I'm going to try and tackle pick. The goal of pick is to create a new type called myPick that works in exactly the same way as the generic pick type does in TypeScript. The only catch is you're not allowed to use pick to implement myPick. So let's try and do that. When we open the playground for myPick, we see that we've got 3 test cases that fail, and we can also see how our myPick type is going to be used. Here we can see that we're passing myPick a type, so in our case to do, and a union type, title. And this should generate a new type with just the title property on it. To tackle this problem, I think we want to loop over the union type that we're passing into myPick. For every single property that we find in that union type, we want to include that in our resulting type. So to loop over a union type, we want to use the thing called a match type in TypeScript. Match type is a way of generating a type based on another type, and it kind of lets us loop over them using this in syntax. So here we're looping over everything in the right-hand side and giving it the name of the thing on the left-hand side. So we'll change this any to be a match type, and we'll say for property in k, and we'll set this equal to t of property. So what this is doing is looping over everything in k and one at a time calling it property, and then we're indexing t property to get the type of that key from our original type. So for instance, the first time round, property is going to take on the value title, and then we're going to look up to-do.title to grab its type. So this solves the first 2 of our test cases, but we still have a few errors in the playground. If we hover on this error, we get the error type property cannot be used to index type t. And this kind of makes sense because at compile time, TypeScript doesn't have a guarantee that everything that's in k exists in t, and that's what the error down here is also referring to. Here we're passing in a key invalid that doesn't exist in our type, and we're expecting that to error, but it's not erroring at the moment. So what we need to do is we need to constrain the type of k to include a union type only of keys that exist on type t. So here we can say k extends key of t, and all of the errors go away. But to be clear, what this means is key of t generates a union type of all of the keys that exist on t, and k extends key of t means k must be a union type, and it must only include keys that exist on t. And that is how pick is implemented in TypeScript.